Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain and I am your guide to wisdom. This is day 19 of our trek, and today we will be looking at how a 1 degree difference will make a huge impact on our lives. We're recording our podcast from today in our studios at Home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's been a hot week outside with temperatures hovering around 100 degrees each day, and it looks like it'll extend into next week also. We are continuing to learn how to balance our daily client workload with the addition of creating our daily journal and podcast for Wisdom Trek. At times, life can be stressful, but we are gaining momentum and efficiencies each day. I'd like to thank each one of you who have taken the time to either listen to the daily podcast, read our daily journal, or both. It is appreciated. As we continue on our trek today, we come across a grass airstrip nestled among the mountain peaks, and it brings to mind how precise our flying would need to be in order to locate and land on this strip. From the air, it would be nearly unnoticeable. This got me to thinking about how crucial it is that we stay on course when flying. A mere 1 degree off course could have a significant impact on whether we reach our destination safely. You might think, out of 360 degrees in a circle, if we are only off by 1 degree, it's not a big difference. And for a short distance, that may be true. Let's look at what it means if we are hiking or, more significantly, flying. Consider this. If you are going anywhere and you're off course by just 1 degree, after 1 foot, you miss your target by 0.2 inches. That's pretty trivial, right? But what about as you get farther out? After 100 yards or 1 football field, you would be off 5.2 feet. Not a huge difference, but it is noticeable. After a mile, you'd be off by 92.2 feet. 1 degree is starting to make a big difference. Flying from San Francisco to LA, you'd be off by 6 miles. If you were flying from San Francisco to Washington, D.C., you would end up on the other side of Baltimore, 42.6 miles away. Traveling around the globe from Washington, D.C., you would miss it by 435 miles and end up in Boston. In a rocket going to the moon, you'd be 4,169 miles off, nearly twice the diameter of the moon. If we traveled to the sun, we'd miss it by 1.6 million miles, or nearly twice the diameter of the sun. Traveling to our nearest star besides the sun, you'd be off course by 441 billion miles, or 120 times the distance from the Earth to Pluto, or 4,745 times the distance from the Earth to the sun. Over time, a mere 1 degree error in course makes a huge difference. It is much the same in our trek of life. We allow small, seemingly insignificant obstacles to divert us from our intended path. It may not seem like a big deal, but over the days, weeks, months, and years, it will have a large impact. What are you accepting in your life? What is your tolerance for being off course? Cataclysmic failures generally comes from a series of small, correctable failures. I like to call these failures 1 degree failures. Just as it is hard to recognize being off 1 degree when flying at 30,000 feet, it is hard to realize these 1 degree failures in our daily lives. That is why we need a crystal clear flight plan in our life and business, an easy way to measure success or failure, and someone who cares enough to hold us accountable. Straying off course doesn't have to result in cataclysmic failure in life or business. In fact, when flying a plane, it is rarely on true course, but the pilot is continually making small adjustments to its course to ensure that over time that the true course is followed to its intended destination. While you may have never piloted a plane before, anyone can make in-flight adjustments along the way. We do it subconsciously when we walk, run, ride a bike, or drive a car. It is not the fact that we are never off course, but it is the fact that we know what our destination is and we are continually making life course changes or corrections every moment of every day. We all get derailed from time to time. We all experience some type of failure. To win on our trek of life is to realize when we are off course and then to do something about it. Successful people recognize their failures, make corrections, and get back on track. There is no need for despair when you're off course. However, there is a need to do something about it. Jim Rohn put it this way: we don't have to change that much for it to make a great deal of difference. A few simple disciplines can have a major impact on how our life works out in the next 90 days, let alone the next 12 months or the next 3 years. If you're on the proper trail of life, stay vigilant. If you aren't, find a way to get back. And in either case, enjoy the journey. When flying, the pilot can stay on course through the use of a compass or GPS, which is tracking the plane's location every second. In the same way, if we're going to stay on the proper trail on our trek of life, then we need to use a compass or GPS to ensure that we stay on course. What do you use to ensure that you stay on course? You may not have the same Christian beliefs that I do, but regardless, you do have a belief system or moral compass that allows you to know when you are on the correct trail. If you do not have a compass, then you will stumble along blindly, lost, not knowing when or how you have wandered off the trail, or will not know how to get back onto the trail. For me, the Bible is my overriding compass. The book of Psalms and Proverbs are filled with many verses about staying on the right path. I'd encourage you to look up and do a word study on the word path in these two books and see the many verses that are listed. Here are just a few that provides me with a sense of direction and assurance that God will help me to stay on the course of life. Psalm 119, 105. Your word is a lamp to guide my feet, a light for my path. Psalm 18:36. You have made a wide path for my feet to keep me from slipping. Psalm 23:3. He renews my strength. He guides me along the right paths, bringing honor to his name. Psalm 25, verse 4. Show me the right path, O Lord. Point out the road for me to follow. Psalm 25:8. The Lord is good and does what is right. He shows the proper path to those who go astray. Psalm 119:35. Make me walk along the path of your commands, for there is where my happiness is found. And then Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his way in all that you do, and he will show you which path to take. There are many more to consider, but this gives you a sampling of why I consider God's Word to be my map to guide me along life's trek. Yes, I do get off the path at times when I ignore the map, but I know how I can return to the map and know how to get back on the proper trail. Let us remember to check our compass each day to make sure that we are on the proper trails of life. Even a 1 degree difference in our course will have a huge impact over time. Take time to ponder that today. Well, that'll finish our podcast for today. Tomorrow we will consider what causes the echoes that we see or hear in our lives and come back to us each day. Please check into our camp tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. I encourage you to leave a discussion topic, comment, suggestion, or question about this podcast on the comment form on wisdom-trek.com/day19 or email me at guthrie@venturecg.com and I'll get back with you promptly. Please subscribe to iTunes or the player of your choice. The Wisdom Trek will be downloaded to you automatically each day. We also have a subscribe to podcast page on wisdom-trek.com. And if you haven't done so already, please leave us a rating on iTunes or Stitcher. That'll mean so much to us and give us an idea of how we're doing. And spread the word to everyone you know to join us on our Wisdom Trek. I would really appreciate it. Check out wisdom-trek.com for our daily journal, wisdom nuggets, and free resources. As we take this trek together, let us always remember to live abundantly or fully, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy the journey, and create a great day. See you tomorrow.